Hey guys, ZERI bringing you another video. Now, welcome to a patch note video. So this is for patch 12.16. I will just say off the beginning, if I'm not completely energetic, I apologize. It's been a pretty long week. I actually just finished TFT Rivals a few hours ago. Then I went to go see my family, who I haven't seen for a few days, and I've just got back to my place, and I'm straight away recording this. Then I'll make it into a video, I'll upload it and get it as today's second video. So let's see what's going on. So it's not a huge one, thank God. So we've got nerfs to Draven, Poppy, Yuumi, and ZERI. Again, this seems very small, this little box here, but we can kind of see. Got buffs to Caitlyn, Irelia, Jayce, Kai'Sa, Malphite, Tristana, and Zoe, which is the weird one to me, because I think Zoe's actually not bad. She's just niche. We're getting adjustments to Diana, that's the whole Diana jungle thing, and a system change to Even Shroud. We're also getting the new skins, Armored Titans and stuff like that. I think it's a reference to something, like it might be, I don't think even an Armored Titan is literally from Attack on Titan. I don't think it's a reference to that. I think it's more like a Gundam type reference, but let me know if you know what more it is. But let's get into it. So firstly, new Udyr, or Nudyr, some people are calling him, is here. Fundamentally, we did our coverage on him. He is more or less the same champion. But if you like old Udyr, you'll probably like this one. It's just everything Udyr, but a little bit more. And it's trying to modernize him in several ways, but fundamentally keeps him basically the same. So yeah, you'll see him on the Rift starting tomorrow when patch hits. Caitlyn, passive AD ratio increased. R now has bonus damage as scales with crit strike. Ooh, that's quite big. So passive headshot was 60 to 110 attack damage ratio. Is going 60 to 120. Better late game, because that sometimes is where Caitlyn has felt like she falls off. And definitely also with her ultimate, damage now increased by 0 to 25% based on crit strike chance. So the more late game you have, the more crit you've got, the more you're doing with your ultimate and your passive. So just two big scaling buffs for Caitlyn, which is great. Diana, one of the junglers that I've personally been playing when I've gone jungle recently, but honestly, she's not hard to play. The build kind of carries you. You just have to find the right time to press your ultimate, but again, that's not the most difficult thing. So the one thing that I've always said, that they will not fix the current Sunfire craziness with Diana, Yone, Yasuo can even do it, Master Yi's doing it. They won't fix it until they hit the base damage of these champions, and maybe Diana's the first one they're doing it to. So the passive Moon Silver Blade was doing 200 to 250 based on levels plus 50% ability power. It's now doing 200 to 220, so a 30 nerf at max rank based on your level plus the 50% AP. And then note base damage level comparisons. So at level 6, it used to do 55, it's now doing 45. At level 11, it used to do 120 to 95, and now at level 16, it used to do 210. It's now down to 170. So what does this do? And ignoring the other thing right now, this is lowering your damage, so if you're not building an AP item, you're getting punished more. So if you're buying the Sunfire, not a Hex Tech something or whatever it may be, you're getting actively more punished for that. So that's what they're trying to do. Lower the base damage to make you have to buy ability power is the theory. And then Lunar Rush, magic damage 50 to 130 with a... but that, again, once again, not touching the base, but what they're doing is giving it higher ability power ratio. So again, trying to steer Diana back to just buying ability power items. I don't know if it's actually going to do enough. I actually have an inkling that's not probably going to be enough, because Diana was so strong. I think Sunfire, the survivability that it gives you, combining with the rest of your build, is so good that I don't even know if that's enough. Draven, kind of the pick or ban AD carry right now, which I know some people like Huz do find that weird, because, you know, he's more of an early game. He is more of an early game. I do find it a little bit weird, but I think Draven got to such a power that even though he's early game, and, you know, the theory is, oh, just ignore the Draven, don't let him get ahead, and you'll outscale him. It didn't matter with the Draven, because he was so strong. Even if you're playing under tower and you're trying to be safe, he can still kill you. So that's kind of, I think, the big problem is he got so strong is it didn't matter that you were playing passive. He will kill you. He will get an item ahead in lane phase, and then it doesn't matter that he falls off because he's ending the game at 20 minutes. So the Q spinning axe is just going down base damage by 5. It's just taking a little bit off the top, but nothing too major. I think he's still going to be good, though. Irelia, a champion that is always very scary whenever they come out with buffs, because people, not including myself, but I will say including myself, there are still pros and still big top tier streamers that think Irelia is absolutely nuts. The thing is, she's very player dependent. And if you've got an average Irelia, it's probably not that impressive. If you have a good Irelia, it's near impossible to do anything to in some situations. So they're giving her more magic resist and more armor growth. So putting her a bit better in mid lane and putting her better in top lane for scaling. So that's never a bad thing for her, but scary. My boy Jayce. So again, one of the champions all the way back in Season 9 that I actually used to get Master. I like this champion a lot. I'd like to play him again, to be honest. But his problem, in my opinion, also has been two things. One, he's a lane bully, but now no longer can lane bully with the new items. That's kind of a big problem. Is the new items, he doesn't really benefit amazingly from any of them in particular. Like, he goes Eclipse, I think. It's not amazing. Where if someone goes, like, if you go against a Renekton with Prowler's Claw, that will kill you. If you're against a Fiora that can just Gore Drink or even Divine one-shot you, he can't survive even lane phase, and then he gets outscaled by most of the duelists of top lane. It's a problem. So Q Hammer Form, they're giving it more base damage, starting from rank 2, so not exactly what I think he needed, but it's more scaling. It's 25 more base damage. It's not terrible, but it's not even good. And then the Hammer Form, Thundering Blow, this is the one that can actually kill tanks with maximum health. It's 8 to... Oh, this is a pretty decent buff. So it could do 20% of target's maximum health plus 100% bonus AD. That's now going up to 22%. So it might not seem like a lot of 2%, but when it's maximum health, if there's a tank against you with full health, that's a lot, that 2% buff. So I don't think it's enough to bring him from the depths of, you know, kind of the main, the one-trick realm. You know, a strong champion gets played by meta players. I don't think this is going to do that to Jayce. Unfortunately, I like the champion, but people that play Jayce actively, they'll welcome this buff. Kai'Sa, passive on-hit damage increased, Q AP scaling increased, R AP scaling increased. Oh, why are you doing stuff with AP, Riot? Everybody hated, everybody. It's like the ZERI full AP build. Everybody hated that build from Kai'Sa. It was obnoxious and boring. It was no skill. It wasn't interactive, and it just looks like, hey, I know what we should do is buffer AP scaling again. No, please. So again, this is where it's like, do the devs play the game? Did they play against AP Kai'Sa? So the on-hit base damage is going up, good for scaling. And then the Caustic Wounds additional damage per plasma stack is also going up. So just passive straight up buffs. The Q, damage per missile, is getting 5% ability power buff. That's it. But that's, it's not great, but it's something. And then the ultimate, you're getting 30% AP buff in the shield. So if you are an AP Kai'Sa player, your W isn't doing more damage, but you're doing more damage whether you're AD or AP with your passive, but then you're doing more AP damage with your Q, and you're getting a bigger shield with your R. There are still people that play AP Kai'Sa. I guess that's for them. But the good thing is this will still benefit AD Kai'Sa a bit. Not massively, but it will benefit her, which is good. I do like Kai'Sa. I think she is fun in a fundamental AD carry-ness. Malphite, passive cooldown decreased early. W cooldown now decreases with rank. Oh, that's nice. So passive, so they're giving him a buff to his passive. Level 1, 7, 13, it changes. It was a 10 seconds at the beginning of the game, and then went down to 6. It's now going 8, 7, 6. Once again, the problem that Malphite's had is surviving in lane phase. You'd never think it. You know, Malphite shouldn't really die in lane phase. He's pretty damn safe. He cannot survive. Even something that scales like a Jax or a Fiora can kill him early. Part of it, I will say, is because Malphite fundamentally is always going to take teleport. There's no reason you wouldn't. It's just better on him. You're not actively trying to get kills in Malphite top. But a Fiora, a Jax, well, one, they will go Ignite now because how bad teleport is. They will go for kills. So you're suddenly, as a Malphite, disadvantaged because you've got TP, they've got Ignite. And hell, even something like Jax, fairly common for them to go teleport Ignite. So he can follow your TP, and he got Ignite kill pressure, and as a Malphite, you're never going to kill a good Jax. That's kind of the problem with Malphite. So having his passive up to kind of tank a little bit more damage is not a bad thing in lane phase. And again, the W, Thunderclap, which again is a very big tool against these duelists for the attack speed slow and everything. 12 seconds at all ranks, going down from 12 now to a 10 second, not including CDR. That's quite good for late game, trying to hold off something that's like a Tryndamere or Jax, Master Yi. Something like that to reduce their attack speed is never a bad thing as well. It's not going to make him meta by any means. Malphite fundamentally, to me, is that pick of, oh, you're autofill top lane randomly, just play Malphite. That's what Malphite is. You know, and for comps, if you're playing Clash or Flex and you're doing a wombo comp, Malphite is always good for that. Poppy, Q damage to minions and monsters decreased. So percentage health. So this is purely for jungle, by the way. And I will say this, we've spoken about this over the years of like regional differences. I've mentioned it already a few times, but Korea fundamentally loves Poppy jungle. I don't know why. You know, it's okay, but it's not god tier to me, but they love it. So most of this nerf will be because of that. She is literally pickle ban apparently in solo queue in Korea. So yeah, basically it's going down. Her clear is going to go down, which is, yeah, it's just slowing down what is supposed to be a not a fast jungle clear champion. It's just kind of bringing it down to the level she should be, but she's probably still going to be pretty good still. Tristana, Q attack speed increased. So the Q is now going from 50% bonus attack speed to 110 at max. It's going from 65 to 125. So that's overall a pretty nice buff. Yuumi, the bane of the game. E, bonus move speed scales less with AP and cooldown increased late. So she's a high professional pick, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, so both things nerfed there. So 20% bonus you're still getting as base, but it used to give 6% extra bonus movement speed per 100 ability power. You're now only getting 2. That's a huge nerf, by the way. Like, that's big. That's actually a really big nerf. Wow. That just shows how strong the ability was to begin with. And then the cooldown of it also has gone from 12 to 8. It's now 12 to 10. So it's a 2-second nerf. Just complete and utter just nerfs for this. I embrace it. You know, we've all been in that game that you're winning, then the Yuumi abandons their laner. They go jump on a Kayn, red Kayn, or a Rengar, and it's like, well, I guess we lose now. We've all been there, and it's not very healthy. And part of it is because how often they can just press E and crazy movement speed, you can't even get away. Well, that's hopefully a little bit of a nerf and a good step in the right direction. ZERI. So the thing with this champion, once again, I honestly just find it funny. I would really embrace Riot just coming publicly saying we mucked up with that champion, because they did. You know, they fundamentally have. She's been in every single patch since her launch. She's had, I believe, of something ridiculous with, like, again, someone will know the number, but she's had over, I would probably say, 15 or so changes in only about 12 patches of existence, maybe even less. It's just ridiculous. And this is what happens when Riot doesn't contain their champion designers. You need a little bit of containment. You can't let them go wild, otherwise you get things like ZERI. Absolutely zero control, absolutely zero direction. Is she an AD carry that does little DPS but has high mobility? Or does she have no mobility, high DPS? Or is she an AP mage that does all the damage with a W? They still don't know. She's supposed to be, by design, low DPS, high mobility. But the problem with that is, it has to be worth saying, the average to lower tier player can't play that champion, because they don't get the whole, oh, I just have to keep going and position really well to maximize my damage, but I got high mobility, where a high rating player does. That's the problem with this type of champion, and it's the philosophy that I've spoken many times about with Riot. Years ago, they would have been fine with ZERI, because they fundamentally balanced the game to different ratings well, that they understood. For example, Master is a low rating champion. Don't try to make him high rating. That's fine. Everybody understood it. Everybody kind of agreed, and that's okay. If you choose to play Master in high rating, that's on you. We're all in agreement. He's not great. If they did that with ZERI, going, ZERI is a high rating champion. If you want to play her in low rating, all power to you. Kind of like a Zyra, I guess, but it's going to be difficult. But that's what Riot's problem is now. They try to make every single champion viable in every single rank. And that's what you can't do with a champion like ZERI, because if you make her too easy and too much big damage, the high rating players are going to take over with the champion, where you need to curtail her damage and bring out the more skills and mobility to try and stop her taking over. But Riot just need to kind of decide on that, but they won't, because they want every champion in every rank. So we're also taking this opportunity to nerf the AP ratio in OW. So again, she's probably returning to become the low DPS, high mobility AD carry, less of the AP thing. So the damage of her Q was 8 to 20. It's still 8 to 20, but it's giving her less AD scaling and the same AP. So it's just less absolute damage on her Q so far. And then W, the same base damage, but oh my god, it's just nerfs everywhere. Same base damage, 30% less AD ratio, and 20% less AP ratio. So there isn't even any compensation things of going, right, we're removing some ability power things, have some things here. Nope, just nerfs across the board. They really need to just sort that champion out. Again, they'll never do it, but some people may remember a few years ago, they did a lore event that they killed Gangplank, and you literally could not play Gangplank. He was dead. Like, again, I'm not even joking. If you're new to League, he was dead in the lore. Therefore, for like a week or two, you couldn't even lock in Gangplank. If you were a one-trick Gangplank, no Gangplank for you. I wouldn't even mind if they did something like that for ZERI, but be more open, going, we're just going to take her out, fix it, work on it, and then bring it back in. Kind of like the Chem Dragon, the Chemtech Dragon that they did. Do that with ZERI. Anyway, Zoe, which again, I really hope this champion doesn't become meta, because we've played against them, you know, here or there, and they're not weak. She's just niche. That's the thing with Zoe. When Zoe becomes over meta, she's always a problem. That's the thing. Nobody likes being one shot or near one shot every 10 to 12 seconds. It's not fun. And a lot of the time you kind of feel a bit beaten by RNG more than the champion, because a lot of it is, oh, what did she get with her W? Oh my god, she got another ignite. She got a flash that she picked up. It's kind of nuts. So W, Spell Thief, minions killed by an allied champions will now also drop orbs. Oh my god. That's a huge buff for Zoe, by the way, in solo queue, because we've all seen those Zoes when we, you know, with Vixie as well. They would always be like, stop killing my balloons. I can't get that. If you kill them and people wouldn't listen in solo queue, now it doesn't even matter. That's a huge buff. And then the E, magic damage, is going a little bit of base damage buff, 10 per rank, and a 5% ability power increase. And then the maximum pop damage is also going up the same, 10 and then an extra 5. That's scary to me. Like, that will make Zoe a little bit scary. I don't know if I'd ever play her. I don't love the RNG element of W. I'm not massive into RNG as a whole, and Zoe is a bit of an RNG champ. But that might make people play Zoe. And if it does make her kind of more mainstream, I'm banning that champion. Zyra, E damage. This is also quite a big thing for Zyra players. So we're making an adjustment to Zyra's animation lock after she casts her E, so it's more consistent when used. The result should be a small buff to more skilled Zyra players. So yeah, it's a less lockout window. So again, really good to get those like key E's in. So the better you are with that timing, everything is going to be great for her. Even Shroud. So again, just an item that nobody's really buying because, I don't know, it just isn't really needed. The damage is still fundamentally really high in League, so why do you need a damage amplification item? Because the damage is high enough. Get tanky. So the duration is going up by 5 seconds, and the damage amplification is going up to 10 seconds. So you are actually making your team do 10% more damage to anything that you, I think, are UCC or CC's you or something of that nature. It might make it okay, but I still fundamentally think it's not needed. You know, yeah, 10% extra damage is huge, but the damage is still completely fine. So buy Locket and try to save your team from the crazy damage that's happening. I don't know. ARAM balance changes, not going to look into that. But they are actually doing a lot. I know, all I will say about that is I know for a long time people are being, Riot, please look into ARAM. It's not balanced. We haven't seen ARAM changes for a while, I believe. And that's a lot. A lot of champions are being hit by buffs and nerfs. So hopefully that's going to make ARAM more balanced. Also some item stuff too. Got Ultimate Spellbook, got some bug fixes. Behavioral systems. When all chat is disabled, all players on the enemy team are muted during the end of the game. Okay, so we won't even see them now. And a setting to toggle all chat in game is now being available in the League client. Noxus Cup will be happening August 29th. But the official tournament days are September 3 and 4. So again, we will try to do that. You guys are liking the Clash content. I'm liking the Clash content. So we'll try to do the Noxus Cup. And to be honest, I want that because whenever you win or do well in a Clash, you get obviously the banner from the look of whatever tournament that is. I'd love to try and get a Noxus themed good banner. That would be sick. Progression. So banner skins and stuff like that. Mythic content, so change of the mythic stuff. So I might be able to unlock a new mythic skin soon, maybe. Who knows? I still don't really know how that works. We're getting a VFX update to Fizz. Some people may not know this, but yeah, new spells and animations for Fizz and all of his skins. Bug fixes, again, always try to look for your champion that you play specifically in that, and then upcoming skins. But there we go. And we're also getting more chromas to old champs. So like Aetherwing Kale, a really old skin, is getting some chromas. So why not, I guess. And Admiral Glask is getting... Could that be... I don't know. That could be one of the mythic ones, maybe. You know, the Viger one? Battle Boss Viger has that one for mythic essence. Maybe that one, the Admiral Glass one, maybe that's a mythic essence one. I'll probably get it because I do play Renata, obviously. But there we go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. A bit of a sweet and small one, but that's fine with me. So I'm going to get this made up, upload it. Overall, I think it's okay. Yes, I still think there's some adjustments that need to be done. Yes, I still think the damage is too high. Yes, I think Gordrinker still heals too much. But I don't know, the game doesn't feel terrible right now. I will say that. The balance of the game isn't awful. It could be better, definitely, could be. But it's not awful. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know the balance. What would you do? Anything different? What do you think is missing? Is there a champion like, dude, how is that not being nerfed? Or my champion sucks. Why is it not getting buffed? Do let me know in the comments below. But that's going to be it. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time. Peace.
Call down the reckoning to bring back hope and peace. Restore our Gloria to live forever. Bring down the dark regime. I know how to unleash eternal